Let's go ahead. Kristen from Denmark. Hi, honey. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well as far as I know, but not knowing the future, that keeps me well now.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
so read what you wrote.
Yeah. I wrote, Dear Brian, I have a question about the changes you made in your life. You loved your ex-husband, yet you left him. And then I put a parenthesis in and I said, or did he leave you?
Mm-hmm.
You got to love everything as it is, yet still you have made changes. I get confused as I'm happy, content, and haven't had a problem for a long time. I still feel a need to change my life. What am I missing here? How do I know when it's time to make changes? When you can always find a way to love what is. And am I not being true to myself, as I can feel also fear of change?
Yeah.
I even felt fear as I was writing you.
Yeah. Well, I love that you have a happy life. That's a beautiful thing. And I've noticed in my life and time, in this illusion of time, that there's nothing I can do for, it's like life changes. It changes. As the mind changes, life changes. So you don't have to change it. It's going to change. In time we get older, or our house burns, or we move, or our spouse dies. Life changes. So you don't ever have to worry about change. It will change. And if you're happy from where you are, you'll just continue to be happy. Evidently, you've got a very, whatever your mind is, you're content. I hear from you. So, but as far as it's like loving what is. To go back to a portion of your question, I didn't change my life when I was. It's like I lived a yes to my own heart's desire. That's how it was with Paul. It's like people were calling, and I. All of a sudden, even though in the world I was married to Paul, I found another partner, and it was my heart. And so I became only answerable to that. And anything that would stop me from living out of that was fear. So
Yeah.
I questioned what I believed on those Judge Your Neighbor worksheets, and there was nothing to stop me from following my heart. Love is a fearless state of mind. So I didn't change my life. I lived a yes to my own heart's desire, and I became married to that. I had no reason other than that yes to leave an amazing life with my husband. As I continued to travel, that became too much for him. And me very rarely being home. And so it became too much for him. And beyond me, he began to naturally make another life for himself. And I'm very grateful for that. It's what we do. He just did the right thing, and I did the right thing. And as a result of that, it was so beautiful. He had a most amazing life, and he got to spend time with my grandchildren that I didn't get to spend. But they didn't say, "Grandma, will you stay with me?" And other people were saying, "I need help." Anyway, following my heart. So it was like that, sweetheart. And it was change. Something happened inside, and love is a fearless state of mind. So any change you're afraid to make, I would suggest a worksheet. You put your fearful thoughts there and set yourself free to make change or not.
Yeah, you're right. You should do that.
Yeah.
But There's one thing. It's just down to the small everyday things. I read in your book, for example, one time when you were looking forward to a snack you kept in the fridge, and when you came home, your husband had eaten it, and so you look at it's a nice thing that he got a joy out of it.
Yeah.
And still you go to him and you say, honey, next time, leave my snack alone. And I was wondering, I stumble.
Well, he will or he won't. But it's like the caller before. I can ask. I'm not going to assume anything. And I'm not going to fool myself that, I'm not spiritual if I say leave my snack alone. You know, there are no do's or don'ts. This inquiry for me is about the end of suffering. And I can never make a claim to be free where I'm not. And to me, it's freedom to ask anything of anyone and then trust that they'll say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I love those. I love writing things like that because freedom isn't what we think it's going to look like. It's just a natural flow of words and humor and life that you're comfortable with. And always the recognition of it's like I can afford to be happy. I know that there is only this precious place of no past and no future. So the work gives us that so solidly eventually that we no longer have to guess. It's proven over and over and over and over. It's always there. It's always to be trusted. It's unfailing and quiet.
Yeah. And as I trust, I also see in my mind how things will change eventually.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So we don't even have to bring them about.
No.
Yeah.
That's my mind bringing them about.
Yeah. Yes. There's a lot of wisdom in that. A lot. And a lot of peace.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Katie.
You're so welcome. Thank you for your email and your time with all of us.